Today we're taking a trip to Italy, a beautiful country with a rich history and culture. But before you book your flights and pack your bags, there are a few things you should know to avoid any faux pas. In this video, I'm sharing 11 don'ts for tourists visiting Italy. From what to wear to how to order food, I'll cover everything you need to know to have a smooth and enjoyable trip. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn some insider tips.
For the fact that you've sat down, it is just you sitting, using a space in their restaurant, kind of like a cover charge, and you will pay it per person. In my experience, it's usually around €1.50 to €2, but that does go to the restaurant, not to the waiter. So if you want to give the waiter something, you can tip them, but you don't need to. Number 5, do not expect punctuality. The Italians, very similar to the Spanish, have the kind of the mañana attitude to things. Nothing goes particularly quickly. They don't really care about time. You know, if something says it's going to be 5 minutes, it could be 5 minutes, it could be 10, it could be 15. It's just this kind of relaxed atmosphere that doesn't really run on the schedule of time. So you need to just relax a little bit with the whole timing thing whilst you're over in Italy. Number 6, don't expect that people are necessarily going to be able to speak English. It's one of my big pet peeves when people go abroad and they just speak louder and think that people will be able to understand them. It won't work. It doesn't, I don't know, I just don't understand it. But yeah, especially in Italy, only about a third of Italians speak English to a kind of basic level. And let's be honest, you're in their country. Take a moment to try and learn a few of their phrases that will just help get you by. They will really appreciate it. You already know ciao. We all know ciao. You can use ciao. Good morning, buongiorno, please, per favore, thank you, grazie, how are you, come stai? Just learn a few little words to be able to communicate a little bit with the Italians that you meet over there. Number 7, whilst the major tourist places like Rome, Venice, Florence are of course amazing, beautiful places with so much going on, if you have the time, don't make the mistake of just staying in those places. If you can visit some of the smaller towns and villages on the outskirts, they are truly amazing, and there are some fantastic, amazing little Italian villages that you can go and visit. I've stayed with an Italian family just a little bit outside of Turin near the Alps, and oh my goodness, it was such a beautiful place. If you can get out to these places, please, I do encourage you to do so. Number 8, do not share a pizza, which is good news as far as I'm concerned. I think possibly this is more an American thing, that you, correct me if I'm wrong, that you would get like a big pizza and you could take a couple of slices each. In Italy, it's fantastic. You can just have your own all to yourself. I mean, they're obviously not as big. They're kind of about a 9-inch size pizza, and they do them in the wood fire. It's like, oh, one of my most favourite food in the whole world. A wood-fired, authentic Italian pizza is just delicious. But yeah, you get one all to yourself. It's wonderful. Number 9, it's another food one. There's a lot of food stuff related to Italy, but don't expect to find things like spaghetti meatballs, Caesar salad, fettuccine alfredo on the menu in Italy. You may find it in kind of the real tourist places. It's a very American English kind of adaptation of the Italian food, things like spaghetti meatballs. They just don't eat that way in Italy. The Alfredo sauce, for example, is not a creamy sauce at all. It's a very Americanized version of the original, which was created by a guy named Alfredo, funnily enough, in Rome, and it was just a kind of a butter parmesan sauce. It doesn't have cream whatsoever. You're not going to find that in an authentic Italian restaurant, and so don't be surprised if those things just aren't on the menu. Use it as an opportunity to try some real classic authentic Italian food, not English Americanized versions of them. The interesting thing about food and Italy is Italy actually only became a country, I think it was around 1860, around that time, and so it was very regionalized, and the food still has that about it now. If you go to the north of Italy, near the Alps and near France and Switzerland, you're going to get more robust kind of dishes. More southern, you're going to get the more tomatoey dishes. I think Florence has the kind of more buttery dishes. It's wherever wherever you go, it's a kind of a completely different style of food and it's fantastic. So delve into those localized dishes, they're just wonderful. Number 10, don't forget to validate your ticket if you're traveling on public transport. So you will buy your ticket for metro and buses and things in advance. For the metro, you kind of have to put it through a machine before you can kind of go through the turnstile, so you should be all right, that validates it. But if you're on a bus and you have your ticket, there will be a machine on the bus where you just pop your ticket in, that validates it, and you're good to go. If you don't do that, you could get fined about 50 euros. Even if you have a ticket, if it's not validated, you can get fined. It's not worth it. Validate your ticket. A little bonus one, number 11, because I've just thought about it. If you are sitting at a restaurant, don't forget to actually ask for your bill. They probably won't just bring it to you. Dining in Italy is just, like I said before, a very relaxed, kind of long drawn out affair. So, you know, you will eat at your table and once you're finished, you need to get the waiter's attention and you need to ask for the bill. If you want to know how to say it in Italian, ask for the il conto and they will bring you the bill. You could be sitting there for a long time just waiting. You've got to ask. So they are my 11 don'ts of Italy. If you have any more, I'm sure there's a ton. Please do leave them down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe if you haven't done already, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.